The crises of the future must be solved today. As college students, we are tomorrow's leaders, and it's important to educate and change our behaviors if we are to learn to mitigate these current and future issues. Anthropogenic global climate change is one such issue, and issues of human consumption are at the source. How then can we begin to mitigate these problems at the university level to change the way young people, tomorrow's leaders, consume power and energy? How can we increase energy efficiency in our lives by cutting waste? To answer these questions, we will use GWU's campus living environment as a microcosm to study national energy usage on college campuses. Looking at the status quo, we will gauge GW's successes and shortcomings, while also looking for ways to improve upon these shortcomings and expanding projects exhibiting success. We will focus on current energy use while looking into technological and behavioral modifications in campus life, specifically dorm living. Students at GW lead busy lives. Oftentimes, the last thing they think about is their energy consumption, or their energy waste. We leave lights on and televisions on. We leave unused plugs and outlets. We leave our computers turned on when we're sleeping. This is part of a greater nationwide trend. The United States is the world leader in per capita energy usage. 68.3% of the U.S.'s electricity comes from fossil fuels. Coal-fired power plants like Pepco DC account for 42% of the country's electricity production in 2011. Fossil fuels are dirty. The more energy used at the plug, the more greenhouse gases are pumped into the atmosphere by power plants. Earth's ecosystem services cannot keep up with the volume of greenhouse gases going into the atmosphere. According to the Washington Post, if everyone in the world consumed like an average American, it would take 5.3 Earths to sustain our lifestyles. This figure includes all sorts of consumption, but we will focus on energy consumption for this video. Perhaps more disturbing is the fact that this ignores future population growth, which is expected to balloon to around 9 billion people in the coming century. This lifestyle is obviously not sustainable if there is to be a similar quality of life for future generations. Therefore, there must be changes to the ways we consume. Consumption is defined as the using up of a resource. Obviously, electricity is an integral part of our world today, so stopping its use is unrealistic. Instead, we must focus on how we use electricity, how much of it we use, and where it comes from. At GW, many colleges across America, students have a relatively small carbon footprint when compared with suburban dwellers due to stationary habits and densely populated campuses. If students don't learn to consume sustainably when they leave college and move on in life, they will have greater access to resources and will consume more as a result. Therefore, students should be taught to use electricity efficiently and responsibly. Efficiency is vital to the conservation of a resource. Energy waste may not seem like a big deal, but it all adds up. Students must learn to conserve energy now in order to build better practices for later in life. Efficient electricity use in dorm life can be difficult. Many of GWU's older dorms use inefficient window AC units during the summer. During the winter, students in dorms like Fulbright Hall do not have any control over the temperature in their rooms. Therefore, on seasonally warm days, many students open windows to cool their rooms, thus letting the heat escape. These dorms also do not have fans in the bathrooms, forcing students to again open their windows for ventilation after showering. However, GW is committed to green construction in its campus development projects. GW's sustainability initiative states that all new development projects on campus must be LEED Silver certified. Future building products will replace these old inefficient dorms with new green dorms. GW already has energy-efficient dorms on campus like South Hall, Lafayette Hall, and West Hall on the campus in Verne. These dorms represent the future of GW's campus and make GW an example for sustainable living on college campuses for the entire country. These dorms are already making an impact on energy use. South Hall won 2010's Eco Challenge 1 year after opening in 2009, and GW entered into the top quarter of the Sierra Club's greenest schools in 2011. However, GW scored lowest in the energy category, attributed to the university's high reliance on coal power, supplying 49% of GW's electricity. Dorms like Ivory Tower are cutting energy costs through the use of solar panels to heat water. These systems should be applied to future building products and development projects on campus. But there's more that students can do to reduce their footprints. Everything from using energy-efficient bulbs, cooking with proper-sized pans, opening the blinds during the daytime, turning off your computer when not in use, and using the battery whenever possible can help reduce energy waste. Using drying racks instead of dryers saves energy and keeps money in your pocket as well. Cutting energy costs might also cut back on housing costs. The cuts benefit everyone. Your devices are using power without you knowing it. Standby power, also known as leaking energy, refers to electricity consumed by electronics when they are switched off. Those window AC units use about half a watt of electricity even when they are turned off. Unplugging or turning off connected power strips stops the leaking electricity from appliances and electronics. These changes are simple to make and will add up to make a large difference in energy consumption at GW. The job is up to the students to make the necessary changes to their routines and the way they use energy. It's important that students are educated so that they can make these changes now so we can prevent future problems and start to curb emissions to fight global climate change.